requests to do tutorials for the 3D backpack I made. And so I figured, since I will be showing this on my Instagram, that I'll go ahead and do my very first ever tutorial. What I am creating is the Lori Whitlock 3A2 magazine holder with base. And so to save some time, what I have done is I have cut all of these with my Cricut, and I have cut the layering pieces and then the actual base of each magazine holder. And you're gonna wanna cut each of these 3 times. I chose 3 different pattern papers, and then I did the rest in white cardstock. And then I decided to do like the front part all in one pattern, so I chose this pattern. And then this is the actual base for the file folders or the magazine holders, and I chose to use the pretty floral paper to actually mat the holder with. And so what I'm gonna do is, please bear with me. Like I said, I've never done a tutorial. These are relatively simple to put together. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm not gonna do a whole lot of talking just because, well, to be honest, I don't think I can talk and do this at the same time. I did forget to mention that it has like the little nameplate, and I cut those out in white as well. And I'm going to layer them with this gold like sticker cardstock paper that I have. It's obviously really hard to see, but I don't want to unstick it until I'm ready for it. So this, like I mentioned, is the base of the box. And kind of like you do with any other project, you want to crease your score lines very well so that you get a nice, crisp, clean finish. And you may want to mat these beforehand. And I always just kind of mess with my bone folder just to make sure that I'm getting a good adhesion to paper. If anybody's wondering what ATG gun I'm using, I got it from Michael's, and it's obviously very dirty. I've had it for several years, but this is the best thing ever. So this is the base of the box completed. And I forgot to mention, but I am using the Maggie Holmes confetti collection. So I'm going to set this to the side. And then next you have the actual magazine holder itself. And like I said, I have already taken my bone folder to create nice, clean score lines. So I was kind of playing around with this earlier, and I think the best way to do this is it kind of folds up like this, right? And then it has this back piece that goes onto the back here. Oh, I got a little bit of washi tape from holding the paper down with my Cricut. So what I'm going to do, and I haven't actually assembled any of these yet, so we're just gonna kind of play it by ear, is I'm going to adhere the base of this first. And you wanna make sure that you put the adhesive on the inside of the flaps, not on the outside, because you want these glue tabs to be on the inside of your project. And I hope I'm in frame. If I haven't been this whole time, I'm so sorry. And then just take it, fold it over. One thing I should say is that I've made a lot of 3D projects, mostly for like my kid's birthday, but when you make something like this, you want to use heavyweight cardstock. Unfortunately, I did not have any 12 by 12 heavyweight cardstock in white on hand, and so it is kind of on the thinner side, but I'm hoping that once we mat it and it's all assembled, it'll be a little bit stronger. So then, just like I did before, it has 3 glue tabs. I'm going to apply some adhesive to the insides of them. And then go ahead and attach the sides. And I know a lot of times people mat things before they put it down, but for whatever reason, I do things the difficult way, and I will actually assemble it prior to matting. Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but and then next you have like this spine area. So now your the base is complete, and then these I'm choosing to do the same 3 pattern on all of these, and so you're going to want to mat this as well. And in this file there are 2 holes so that you can attach the like nameplate with a brad. So you want to make sure that you line up these holes that are here. I don't know if you can see them. So that is 1 magazine holder complete, and it will sit in your little tray like so. And I'm going to go ahead and assemble these now, and I will be back. Okay, so I went ahead and I assembled the other 2 magazine holders, and so this is what the completed magazine holders look like with the base. It's so cute, you guys. I love, love, love this. I think I'll probably end up making one for myself as well. So next you have like the little plates so that you can, you know, specify what's in each of these little magazine holders. And then, like I showed you before, I used a glitter cardstock. Okay, so I went ahead and I poked out the teeny tiny little holes, and it was being a pain in the butt, so I decided to do that and save you guys the time of having to watch me do that. And then these are actually designed to just layer right on top. And like I mentioned, I'm not adding adhesive because this is adhesive cardstock. So now that you have the 3 little plates done, I am going to attach these with a brad. So I keep like most of like things that I don't use very often, and this is an embellishment box that I received from Ursula. She is Arctic Glam on Instagram. And in here, I just keep a ton of brads, and these are all brads, and then just some resin pieces and things like that, and eyelets. But I think I'm going to use these pink ones. I probably would use these gold ones, but I don't think the gold on gold will really pop, and so I'm going to go ahead and use these pink ones. I think these are actually intended for much smaller brads, but I don't have any smaller brads, and so I'm going to use what I have. And actually it looks pretty cute. I don't think they're too big. So that's what it looks like once you use a brad. I mean, you don't have to use a brad. You could use and cover up those holes and apply a different embellishment there. Okay, so I finished adding the brads to the front of these like nameplates, and I think the pink was a good choice. Kind of brings in a little bit more pink. So this is the completed project, you guys. This is such a fun project to make, and from start to finish, from cutting on my Cricut until now, I started at like 8:15. It's 10:07. The longest what took the longest for me is to actually cut these out on my Cricut. As you can see, the assembling is pretty straightforward. It's very simple. I think this would make a fun gift for your pen pal. You can put some crinkle paper in the bottom here and put all kinds of goodies and things like that.